Hello, everyone, and welcome back here to Comic Vantage. And today, we have something really exciting, really special, something I haven't done in a long time. And today I'm going to open, look at this. Oh, that is a 100-book mystery box that I bought off of eBay. These are so much fun to open. I've been sitting on this box for maybe a year and a half now, so I don't even remember where I got it. If I remember where I bought it at or what the seller is, I'll make sure to put a link down in the description below. Uh, these are always a lot of fun. Now, I never expect to, get rich off of one of these boxes or, make $1 million. I don't even expect to make $100 on one of these boxes. But they are not always, but 90% of the time, they are a lot of fun. There's some great reads, there's some nostalgia, there's just some really weird stuff that'll make you laugh. So I have a blast with these, and I think a lot of people out there do as well because I get a lot of views when I do these videos. All right, so I'm going to move this over to the side. I'm going to open that box. Got my handy dandy little stand, and I got my little X-Acto blade. So we're going to cut this bad boy open. All right, come on, you. Oh, styrofoam peanuts. I hate styrofoam peanuts. All right. They are the absolute worst. Oh, look at this. It's so good. All right, we got one stack. Ooh, stack. That one's already opening. Now, some of the times, or actually most of the time, these will not come with bags and boards. And if they do, the bags and boards are so old they have to be replaced anyway. So just make sure you write that off as a loss on bags and boards for these things. 4 stacks, each one with 25 books in it. Oh, look at that. It's funny, I actually did one of these videos, and I had the box, and I was opening it. And, I opened the box, and I pulled the books out, and I put them to the side, and I start showing the books. Like, in the first minute of the video, I show the box, and somebody actually complained in the comments. They're like, would you move back? And so I can see it's like, why do you want to see the box? I'm just going to show the books. Calm down, man. All right. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put these over to the side now, and we're going to start opening these buggers up. Beautiful. I know this particular seller I buy them from, if I'm not mistaken, they are called like Speeding Bullet Comics or something to that effect. I really like their mystery boxes because they always have fun stuff. Oh man, like I got a bunch of indies right here on top. You know what? I want to do this backwards. And I can't really stand all that in my stand. What was I thinking? Okay. Let's see what we got to start with. Woo, this is going to be fun. First up, what do we got? We got The Sandman Orpheus by Neil Gaiman. Oh man, I love Neil Gaiman. Now, I've actually seen this book before, and I've owned this book before. What's fun about it is that it's glow in the dark. All these white areas. Actually, you can feel it. You can't, but I can. So, yeah, that's actually fun. It's one of the earliest glow in the dark covers. Maybe if I do it this way, or if I just pop that on there. Let's see, what's next? Some more DC Vertigo books. It's funny, one of the early, I'm going to move this down a little bit. One of the early, indie comic books was Love and Rockets, which really paved the way for companies like DC to do the Vertigo line, because it really showed that older people wanted to read comic books, not just young kids. I forgot my video today is sponsored by coffee. All right, what else we got here? Hey, Doom Patrol, number 34. Gotta love that. That's a fun cover. Grant Morrison is an unbelievable writer. I should really read a lot of the older Doom Patrol. Looks like we are in a total DC kick here. So we got Enigma. I have never seen this before. Number 1 of 8. Definitely have to read that because I've never seen it. What else we got? Oh, an old DC Superman, the Man of Steel, from the comic event of the century. Now, was it really? Was it really the comic event of the century? All right. Part 6, a 6-part miniseries. What is this? from Out of the Green Dawn from John Byrne. Ooh, writer and penciler. Man of Steel #1, published bi-weekly from 1986. That's fun. I've never really read any Superman books. I picked up a couple here and there. Oh, here we go. Green Lantern Emerald Dawn #1. So, Comic Foo, here's a little Green Lantern for you. I gotta admit, I've recently been reading Green Lantern books, so don't kill me. And I've really been enjoying them. I read Rage of the Red Lanterns. I've read Blackest Night, Sinestro Corps War. Having a lot of fun. Oh, here we go. Death, The High Cost of Living #3. This is such an amazing miniseries, and I've actually read this one. Chris Bachalo, he's one of my favorite artists. Absolutely love that man. Neil Gaiman, of course, is an amazing writer. I even read his novels. I love them so much. Back into the Vertigo stuff here. What do we got? We got some Sandman, The Kindly Ones. Now, this I've also read. It's funny, back in the day, when Columbia House was around, and they had their, get 10 CDs for a penny thing, or 10 cassettes for a penny, there was kind of a spin-off, and there was a book company, and they called themselves the Sci-Fi Book Club. And this must have been right around 1995, I would say. And in the Sci-Fi Book Club, they also had hardcover graphic novels. So at the time, I picked up all the hardcover graphic novels of the Sandman books, and it cost me like a penny plus shipping, which was like $4 at the time, I think. Hey, The Geek #1, Corruption of the Innocent from 1993. I was still in high school. Aw. All right. Black Orchid Book 1. I've been hearing that's a good read too. I should really give that a shot. Man, all right, we got a bunch of books here I'm going to be reading already. It's a nice fat book too. Hey, we got more Enigma. Issue #3. What number was that other Enigma? Was that #1? Maybe I'll get a full run of these bad boys. Yep, that's #1. So now we have #1 and 3. Time Spirits from Epic Comics, issue #7 from December of 1985. Like I said, a lot of these are just a trek down nostalgia lane for some people. So much fun. Kid Eternity #1, also from DC Vertigo. Animal Man #26, and I've always heard Animal Man was a great read. I have never read it myself. I really should, because of course Grant Morrison again. Black Orchid #5 coming at us. I wonder if that's a Dave McKean cover. Jill Thompson artwork. That's cool. Hey, Hit Me #4 of 5. That's interesting. I don't expect current modern books like this late in the game. This came out within the last, year? The Hit Me miniseries. What's awesome about this book is right here. Priscilla Patraites. That is my cover artist for my very first Comic Vantage exclusive, my Lovetown #0. She did the artwork for me. Booster Gold. Somebody had a $5 price tag on this book. So, Booster Gold #12. The final showdown with the director. Now I wonder if this is actually a $5 book. I'm going to put that aside because I want to look that up. All right, next up. Oh, wow. Walt Disney Showcase. Robinson Crusoe, USN. They got this listed at $4. He makes an alliance with a chimp to combat the Ferris Island headhunters. Oh, sweet. What year is this book? I gotta look at this. Oh, man, he makes an alliance with the chimp. This book is not in the greatest shape. 1966, it looks like. Wow. Man, that's some crazy stuff right there. Win Kenner toys. Kenner's not even around anymore. So good. Steve Scout and his friend Bob Scout from the official Scout High Adventures. That's funny. Didn't know the Boy Scouts put on their own toy line back in the day. That's fun. All right. What do we got next? Time Masters, issue #7 of 8. Now when I really saw this, I just kind of looked at the back here and I saw Navy SEALs and it just reminded me of Clerks. Ooh, Navy SEALs. All right, anyway. Next up, More Time Masters, issue number 1 of 8. So now we have issue number 1 and issue number 7. Can we go for a run? Maybe we should play like Mystery Box Bingo. Adventures of Superman, Part 2 by Jurgens and Thilbert. Awesome. Beautiful. Dark Knight over Metropolis. Still only 75 cents. Oh, those were the days. Silver Sable and the Wild Pack, issue number 2. All right, take a sip of coffee here, because, man, we're getting good. And this was 1992. I gotta tell you, a lot of people consider the 90s like the dark ages of comic books, but, man, to me, I really think the 90s were the silver, or the golden age right there. Everything was just, oh, man, they were really, really just coming into popular culture. Everybody was reading them, having a blast. So much good stuff coming out in the 90s with comics. And look at this, a Gold Key Star Trek book. You do not see that every day. What year we got on this bugger? 1971. That was before I was born. Holy jeez, that's fun. Wow, there's some really awesome books in this first 25 stack. And we got Roger Rabbit. Can't have a mystery box without Roger Rabbit, can you? Danger behind the scenes of Roller Coaster Rabbit. All right, and then we got the Amazon Comico. Comico put out some really awesome books back in the day. The Comico primers, man, some of the most sought after books with like the Max First Appearance and things like that. Oh man, I cannot live without my coffee. Tell you what, Crying Freeman. That was it. I actually never read the comics, but I did watch the movie back in the day. That was a lot of fun too. Wow. So many good things. All right, so that's the first 25 stack. Of course, we will not be recapping because that takes a while to get through that. All right, stack number 2. Beautiful. All right, let's see what else is up. Logan's Run, issue number 5. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen that before. I had no idea there was a Logan's Run comic. From Adventure Comics. That's a beautiful cover. Man, I think I might need to keep that. Man, I would have actually thought that was Dave Stevens doing the cover, but it says Pennington. That is too cool. All right. Man, all right. Here we go. From First Comics, Baron Solik and Epting's Hammer of God, issue number 4. And this comes from 1990. First Comics, again, is a first for me as well, because my very first comic book is from First Comics, Lovetown, issue number 0. It was published by First Comics. All right. Bill 99. Tim Sale. There's a Tim Sale book. Oh, man, that makes me sad now, Tim Sale. Anyway, Dark Horse Comics. The Tim Sale book I have never heard of, from 1991. Wow, that's too cool. I'm going to keep that to the side for myself. I already pulled it. Funny story about Tim Sale. I met him years ago, probably within the last 10 years or so. And I had him sign a Grendel comic that he had did the artwork for, and it was funny because he said the book, when he was done with it, it messed him up so mentally he had to take like a 6-month break from drawing because it was actually kind of twisted. All right, Puma Blues number 2 from Aardvark, same company that produces Cerebrus. I've never heard of this book. I love obscure indies, so I will give that a read. The Jackaroo from Cyclone Comics, Eternity number 2. Eternity is the company that brought us Evil Ernie the first time around. Oh, I love Evil Ernie. I love Evil Ernie so much. I have Smiley tattooed on my leg. All right. The Light and Darkness War from Epic Comics, issue number 6 of 6. Another recent kind of book, Iron Fist number 2. Like I said, I don't usually see a lot of moderns in these. Oh man, now that's a cover I remember. X-Men Blood Ties, part 2 of 5, issue number 26, coming at you from the 90s. Andy Kubert artwork. Man, Andy Kubert was stepping in after Jim Lee had taken off and went over to Image. I'm gonna move this camera down a little bit. But wow, did he step up? Did he do it? Holy God, man, his artwork was amazing back then. His artwork has seriously evolved from this. It's funny because as Andy and Adam got older, their artwork evolved more and more to look like their dads, which is kind of interesting. I guess he's just been, I mean, when you grow up with Joe Kubert, he's definitely going to be an influence. But at this time, Marvel was just looking for Jim Lee clones, so I think the only person that ever stepped in, did something a little different, is when like the whole manga influence thing came around, and Joe Madora made it cool to be like an anime-style artist. All right, next up, Batman number 441, A Lonely Place of Dying, part 3 of 5. That's actually a really cool cover. I like that. Again, Batman, not a lot that I read. Back in the 90s, I had all the typical stuff that everybody did, like a lot of the, the breaking of the Batman and things like that, but never really read too much into it. I did read the Batman Rebirth series when it came out, I don't know, what was it, 5, 6, 7 years ago. I really enjoyed that. So this is the new Superman, the Justice League of China. Star Trek Deep Space Nine, issue number 1. That's an interesting book. Wow, I'm actually kind of shocked that that's in there. I love DS9. It's probably one of my favorite Star Trek series. Probably number 2 in my favorites of Star Trek series. The first one being Voyager, which I know is going to be completely unpopular out there. But I do not care. Terminator, issue number 1 of 2 from Now Comics. Wow, we are getting some really good books in here. I am shocked. Special Collector's Edition. I'm going to put that one to the side and take a deeper look at that as well. Same with the Star Trek. What else we got here? Oh my God, Mr. T and the T-Force. Yes! From Neil. I can't believe Neil Adams, back when he was drawing comics for Now. Oh man, I got to open this up. I loved the Mr. T and the T-Force cartoon back in the day. Oh man, that's beautiful. Look at this. Neil Adams artwork on Mr. T. Oh, I'm so excited right now. Star and creative director, Mr. T. That is too cool. And who better to draw Mr. T than Neil Adams? Oh, God, this is so amazing. I love this. What year did this come out? 1993. Wow, Mr. T and the T-Force, though, was around in the 80s. So I can't believe this comic came out so late after that. You know what? Is that correct? That 1993? I mean, I was getting ready to graduate high school in 1993. Sure as hell, 1993. Although it's missing the trading card. It says it's supposed to be a trading card included. Somebody took it. It was probably a poly bag with a trading card. Alright, anyway, that's still cool. Next up, Crisis on Infinite Earths, number 9. George Perez. There's another guy. Man. George Perez, he was such an unbelievable, happy, wholesome, loving character whenever you met him. I had the privilege of meeting George Perez at a con. And I got to tell you, you have never gotten a hug until you've had a George Perez hug. He hugged everybody in line if you asked him to. He was all for it. So, James Bond 07. Issue number 1 from Dynamite Comics. That's actually a really cool cover. I like that a lot. Man, we are only through we're just finishing up box number 2. Free comic book day from Batman The Long Halloween Special Edition. I have never seen that before. Wow, we all know The Long Halloween is kind of like shooting up in popularity. I'm going to keep it to the side and take a look at that one as well. Aquaman, The Death of Poseidonus. I have no idea what is up with that Aquaman, but oh boy. He looks like a bad 80s movie villain. Like that yuppie guy who just wanted to, you know, beat you up for talking to his girlfriend. Alright, Armageddon, the Alien Agenda. And now the final moment. Is it the final moment? Ever? I do like the whole negative space thing. It's neat. Hey, Robin 2, the Joker's wild. I love hologram covers. Man, 90s gimmicks at their best. Now we just need some holofoil in here. We've got glow in the dark. We've had holograms. Come on now, we need embossed covers, some holofoil. Give me some foil. Oh, look at this. Beautiful. The Joker's Wild, issue number 2 and issue number 2. What? 2 different color covers? I had... Really? Variant? Was that a thing for this series? Part 204, part 204. Look at that. They both have the same hologram. Maybe one was a first and second print? No, because DC put little things in here for first and second prints back in the day. Interesting. The Flash Annual number 2 from 1988. And then what is this? Legionnaires. Issue number 22. Why do I feel like my camera keeps kind of popping around by itself there? Let's try that one more time. The Kents. And the last book in this box, a Hasbro comic book event, The First Strike. Issue number 1 from IDW. It's funny now, IDW has lost the Transformers and G.I. Joe rights. Does anybody know where the Transformers rights ended up? G.I. Joe is squarely with Image right now. I would love to know who got the Transformers. If anybody, I haven't been keeping up. I've been kind of out of the comic book thing for a few months. So if you know who got the Transformers rights, let me know down in the comments below. All right, second stack down. 50 books, and we are 20 minutes into this thing. Thank you guys for sticking around. We're going to start the third stack right now. All right. And again, I'm just going to pop this little bugger right here. I hope you guys are out there having as much fun as I am with this books. Because, wow. Here we go. More Animal Man, but not Grant Morrison. More Sandman. Oh, this is actually Sandman Mystery Theater with Matt Wagner. Ooh, Matt Wagner. Of course, the guy that writes Grendel. More Sandman Mystery Theater. His terrible wet eyes stare out of the mask, reflecting the spatters of blood. I like that. That's a really interesting cover. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. I see some spider webs, some bricks, some chains with shackles. Amazing Comics brings you the X-Mutants number 3. I actually remember reading X-Mutants back in the day. Wow, it's actually kind of surprising. Wow, it's kind of cool. I like that. And we have Mobius Airtight Garage, the Elsewhere Prince from Epic Comics. Wow, story by Mobius. But the art is from Eric Chenauer. It's always a pleasure when you get to see Mobius artwork, so I'm kind of disappointed. I was expecting it, but anyway, next up, ETC, brought to us by Piranha Press. I have never heard of this book. Kind of creepy for mature readers. All right, what else do we got? Hey, more X-Mutants. Enter the New Humans. Haha. You know, it's funny. A lot of people back in the day would not read indie comics, specifically because of the price. Let me see if I can give you an example here. So we have books that came right out around the same time. Yeah, I actually don't have an example. But anyway, $1.95. That was actually kind of expensive at this time for a comic book. When most of the Marvel books and things like that were rocking out at like $1 and stuff, or $1.25. so you can get more of the mainstream books. But that was because Marvel subsidized all their comics with advertisements. It's one of the reasons why comic books are expensive the way they are nowadays, because a lot of advertisers don't advertise in comic books anymore. A little bit of history there for you. All right, next up, Scorched Earth. Another one I have never seen or read, but I love this artwork on the cover. It's creepy, and I love creepy comics. Werewolf number 2 from 1987 by the TriStar television team. So this is based off of the Werewolf TV series from the 80s. I remember this TV series. I had no idea there was a comic book from Blackthorn Publishing. Yeah, TriStar Pictures. That's funny. Airman number something. Number 1, ripped from the pages of The Protectors. Brought to you by Malibu Comics. Malibu was such a cool comic book company back in the day, bringing us the Ultraverse series of comics, which was absolutely amazing. If you guys have not read Ultraverse books, give them a shot. Even though they came out in the 90s, they still hold up today. They are such a great read. And then Marvel bought Malibu and did nothing with them. I mean, they put out like 4 or 5 issues of Ultraverse here and there, and I think it was just to show that they were going to do something with the property, so they were eligible to buy them, and they let them sit. They let them sit for so long, all of the trademarks for the Ultraverse series have lapsed. So anybody can go out there and repatent Prime or Hardcase or Prototype, but you can't patent Ultraverse because somebody already beat you to it. Somebody patented Ultraverse, and they're putting out a board game called Ultraverse. Anyway, that's enough of me complaining about Ultraverse and Marvel. And it's funny because the only reason Marvel bought them, a lot of people were like, oh, they had a great coloring company. No, Marvel could have put together their own coloring company. They bought Malibu just so DC wouldn't, because DC was actually scoping them out. Talk about petty. Anyway, Grimjack Shadow Cops from First Comics. Everybody loves Grimjack. Buffy the Last Vampire Slayer, issue number 1. I had no idea. This is kind of interesting. And it's sort of a blank cover. That's cool. The Crow, Curari, issue number 1 from IDW from James O'Barr. I love Crow comics in every shape and form. And James O'Barr is such a cool guy. I love meeting him as well. Star Slayer, the Log of the Jolly Roger, for the new era in comics. This is from PC Comics. Wow, that's really neat. I dig that. Man, these are so... Oh, wow, what is this? Spider-Man issue number 1, the Chip Kid variant. Why is this not in a bag and board? Because, man, now we got a crease and we got some spine rub. That is too cool. Oh, that is awesome. It's like all spray painted. That is really neat. I dig that. Apparently J.J. Abrams did the story for it. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to keep that to the side and take another gander at that. Richie Rich, the poor little rich boy, and Casper the Friendly Ghost. That is insane. Richie Rich, number 16, with the discard stamp. That is hilarious. Discard means to throw it away. And someone did not. They didn't follow the rules. That's funny. From Harvey World Comics, 30 cents. That's a lot of fun. I like that. Let's see. Walt Disney's Donald Duck from Gold Key Comics. It's always fun seeing old Gold Key stuff. 35 cents. Oh, man, that just brought back a flood. Everything but the back cover on there. Your toughest opponent shouldn't be the rulebook. Advanced Dungeons & Dragons Player's Guide. This was me back in the day. Dungeons & Dragons. Advanced Dungeons & Dragons specifically. 1989. I was playing D&D. Oh, man, I remember having all these books for the second edition. So good. And now with Baldur's Gate out there, Baldur's Gate 3, Dungeons & Dragons is riding a whole new high. Baldur's Gate's absolutely amazing. If you guys are not playing Baldur's Gate, make sure you are. It's insane fun. I have played through it 4 times, and I'm still finding new stuff that I have never seen before. All right, damage control number 4 on this. When the superheroes need help, they call Damage Patrol. Dun dun dun. What are you? Oh, wow, I love this cover. Oh, man. Okay, didn't expect to see that in there. It's in fairly decent shape. Uh, wow, Transformers number 5. All are dead, or all dead. If I'm not mistaken, this is about a $16 book right now, so I'm a little shocked that that's in there. And there's no bag and board to it. Ah! I'm going to hit someone. Oh, why would you do this to my Transformers? Anybody that follows my channel knows Transformers, absolute huge, huge love of mine. And this cover's actually been homaged several times, so that's going in my stack. Ooh. Batman and the Outsiders, the truth about Looker, part 2. Who is Looker, and why do we care? All right, some Justice League, possessed by the power of the Gray Man. And what we got here? Legion of Superheroes and the Atom, Secret Origins. Woohoo! Looks like an old book. April 88, it says, more Green Lantern Corps, Millennium Week 3. 75 cents, January of 88. And Maria Lovett's Porcelain. There's another awesome homage cover right there from Ablaze Comics. Beautiful. I actually like that. I'm going to keep it. Alright, so that finishes out stack number 3. We are down to one more stack. Alright, people, that's a half an hour. How many of you survived this long watching this video? You know, it's funny, everybody talks about make short videos. It will, you know, people's attention span isn't what it used to be. You know what? I don't care. I'll make short videos. I'll make long videos. I'll do whatever I want. And the people that sit through the entire video, kudos to you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Captain Cult, issue number 1. What is that? Seems your old films won't stay buried, Captain. Shall I make popcorn? I have never heard or seen of this book ever in my entire life. I am going to put that to the side and do a little bit of research, because yowza. Alright, Captain Harlock. Man, I love Captain Harlock. And the Battleship Yamato. I mean, these are such great series. They are classics. This is issue number 1 of Captain Harlock. Ben Dunn cranking out the artwork. Very cool. No bag and board. I'm going to give that royal treatment with bags and boards. Flare. Issue number 1 from Hero Graphics. First edition. Wow, I love that cover. Man, that thing is gorgeous. I don't even know what to say about that. That is so cool. Absolutely beautiful. $3.50, but it is a perfect bound book, so it's huge. Another one that's going in the personal stack. Man, I normally don't keep a lot of books from these personal ones. I usually pass them on. Superpowers, issue number 4. Let's see, what are you? Snarl, issue number 1 from Caliber. Better you than me, my darling. She's getting eaten by something. Crazy fun books. Alright. Let's see, next up. Warriors of Plasm number 1 from Defiant Comics. I haven't seen that in forever. Wow, Defiant Comics. They were around for about 2 days. Back, I think it was like the really early 90s. Oh man. And they started it off pretty much with some of these books right here. What year we got here? Transcends of Finding Rare Dominion cards. Yeah, they had an entire card set. They really had a huge push for these. Come on. Give me a year. Wow, they had some great artwork, though. Some fun coloring. Right before computer coloring, people were really trying to crank up their color games. They were starting to get into alcohol markers and watercolors for coloring. Oh, there we actually, the signature says 1993. Wow, that's neat. All right, anyway. Next up, X-Mutants, issue number 3. Again from Malibu. Oh, so much fun from Malibu Comics. More X-Mutants. Issue number 2. All new stories, new heroes, new villains. 1992. Oh, here we go. Speaking of Ultraverse, Mantra issue number 1. Terry Dodson on the artwork here. So good. Mantra was actually a really great read. Oh, beautiful. The Jackaroo, issue number 1 from Eternity. Introduction by Mike Grell. That's interesting. Heavy Hitters Law Dog. Wow, that's like quintessential 90s right there. Big guns and just lots of manly stuff. All right. Oh, here we go. Cheerleaders from Hell, issue number 1 from Caliber Comics. Gotta love Cheerleaders from Hell. Lady Arcane from Heroic Publishing. The Magic is Alive. Man, I love these indie books. I'll probably give about 70% of these a read before I pass them on. The Light and Darkness War from Epic Comics. Oh, look at that. Back from the Dead, The Adventures of Superman with the trading card. That's interesting. Look at that. Issue number 500. So good. Although there is this right here too. Does that mean it's a second print? I know DC did weird stuff like that for their printings. But it's cool to have a trading card. Alright. More Man of Steel. Introducing Lois Lane, issue number 2. Wasn't issue number 1 in the first box? Oh, more Dungeons and Dragons fun. This is when they introduced the Dungeons and Dragons board game. Trying to get more people to play. 1991. Hey, look at that. Rob Liefeld. Can you... and someone stuck a $1 price tag right on the cover of the book. That's right, people. There's actually not a bag and board on this thing. That is just stuck on there. Oh, let's see if I can't. I'll try to get it off later, because damn, I mean, that's on there. But yes, this is classic Rob Liefeld artwork. Looks like the entire book is done landscape format. Sure is. Look at that. That's kind of fun. And yes, and again, this is the 90s. When, like I said, colorists really started spreading their wings and they started making absolutely horrible color choices just because they could. I mean, look at that. That is some terrible coloring. I don't even know what's happening on most of the stuff here. All right. Anyway, that's fun. Whew. Okay, what are you? Hey, more X-Force. This time, issue number 8. Turning point for Cable, past, present, and future. 90s are amazing. And there's weird little feet. Rob Liefeld's signature. This is it, the final Secrets of the Legion of Superheroes. Oh, only a few books left to go, people. We're coming to the end. I wish we had ended on those Rob Liefeld books. That would have been fun. The World of Metropolis. The Betrayal. Come on, what else we got here? Hey, Invasion. The Alien Alliance. I've actually seen this book several times. Book 1. And what else we got here? The Terminator, Hunters and Killers, an all-new 3-issue series. At first they looked human, now they look like you. Only a few more to go. What's we got here? Yeah, another price tag directly on the book. Oh well, what are you going to do? Daredevil, the Man Without Fear, from Marvel Knights, Brian Bendis. And, price tag, what? Why? G.I. Joe Transformers, issue number 5. And last but certainly not least, another book with a price tag on it. Daredevil, the Man Without Fear, issue number 33. All right, people, that's it. That's all I got for today. That was a lot of fun. Man, I love these books. Let me pull out some of my favorites here. Let me show you what we got for my favorites that came out of this set. Mantra, issue number 1. Flare, issue number 1. I told you guys I was keeping this stuff. Captain Harlock, issue number 1. Captain Colt, because I just have to find out more about it. Porcelain, just because I love this cover. Transformers number 5 Are All Dead. That cover is just iconic. We got this Spider-Man number 1 variant cover. This one I might not keep. I just want to do some research on it. Batman The Long Halloween special edition by Tim Sale. Comic Fest edition. Mr. T and the T-Force, because, you know, Neil Adams. Star Trek DS9, issue number 1. Terminator number 1 of 2 from Now Comics. Never seen this. I have to find out more about it. Bill 99, because again, Tim Sale. And this one I'm not keeping, but it had a $5 price tag on it, so I want to find out if that's true. And if you guys want to find out if that's true, make sure you stop by my Instagram, because I will post a picture and let you know. All right, so that's it. That is everything that I am keeping, and along with the rest of the books. Thank you guys so much if you stuck around for the whole thing. I really appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that little subscribe button right there. Hit the little CV. Yep. And make sure you hit the like. Just gently press it for me. No need to smash anything, people. Don't be so violent. All right, thank you so much for watching, and take it easy.